People tell you that knowledge is power, but they're lying. Knowledge without application is useless. Knowledge is only power when you apply it. Last week when I was working out, I found this video by Dan Martell where he talks about his system for how he organizes his life using AI. He has different businesses, he has dreams and goals and other personal stuff, and how he's been able to leverage AI to organize that to give him the competitive advantage that he needs. I've always been passionate about how I can be more effective in life, even before I had kids, even before my wife and I got married. And now with 3 kids, they're growing. I want to be able to spend time with them. Since May 2025, I started this whole AI journey when I had my conversation with my boss to see how we can explore generative AI or this whole AI landscape in our company. So I've been diving in, vibe coding, getting into boot camps, and I've been playing with a lot of tools. The problem is that with all these tools, your information can be all over the place. In this video, I want to explore a tool called Obsidian, and I've been hearing a lot about it. And one of the things about me is that I just don't like to jump in to the hype, because when I started this whole AI journey, I would just sign up for tools and my subscription would just go up. I made another video about that where I was paying almost $1,000 a month for AI tools and I wasn't even making money with it. The challenge that I have, and for some of you, is that you probably have stuff in your Google Docs, in your email, your Notion, and Google Notes. So our information is all over the place. And I've been able to use Claude and connect it to Notion. I was able to connect it to my Otter.ai, to Asana. So I have a pretty good workflow, but I want to see how I can optimize my information even more. So in this video, really what I want to do is I want to organize information. So right now I have Notion and I want to put that into Obsidian to organize. And this is the challenge that I have. I want to be able to collect information, to organize it, and to optimize to drive action. So what we want to do today is we want to build that second brain. The process is that we have this video from Dan Martell. The question that I was asking myself is, how can I take this video, the stuff that I'm learning here, and actually be able to summarize it? What I did was I went to just Claude.ai and I just asked it, hey, can you summarize this video for me or extract the transcript for me? So my idea is that by summarizing the video, I want to give a recipe to give to Claude Code. So we're going to be using Claude Code to build this second brain. And then the tools or the source of information, I'm going to be using Composio. That's going to be a way for me to manage access. This is something that I learned about last week to give access to this second brain. A lot of my stuff are in Notion. I have different databases. I have different workspaces in Notion, stuff I'm learning about AI, my daily devotions, about my fitness. And then I have Asana as my ticketing system. So I've been able to work with small to medium businesses, help them modernize their process using AI and different technologies out there. Gmail, Otter.ai. So I record my meeting notes, and from Otter.ai to a Claude Skills, it extracts my meeting notes, then puts this into Asana, and then also YouTube. So I started a YouTube channel, just recording what I'm learning about AI. So I want to be like what we're doing right now. If I find like a video like this, I want to be able to parse that information and see how we can extract the relevant information for our purposes. All right, so let's go and work on this. So first thing I did was I extracted the transcript. So here you go, extracted that. And then the next step now, so in the transcript, he talks about the folders that he has, 7 folders inside. So people, projects, decision, companies, meetings, daily, and knowledge. So this is pretty simple. And that's the thing that I want, is that, again, like going back to my goal, I want to organize it. I want to keep it simple. So I really like his structure, and then also feed the brain. The challenge I have with Claude AI is that it knows so much about me, but then a lot of information is outdated. And same thing with my Notion. After a while, for me, it gets clunky. So I'm trying to find a way to, again, like to organize and optimize the information that I have so it can help me drive action. All right, so right here, we downloaded transcript, had Claude analyze it to create a recipe. So here, hey, this is great. As I said, basically what I want you to do is to create, so you can give me a step-by-step on what we need to do to build this, right? So Claude did that, and now it created. So basically now I said, hey, give me the step-by-step, ask me a couple questions, and then now it gave me an MD file. So I said, hey, give me an MD file that we can drop into Claude Code. So now we're going to talk to Claude. I use Whisperflow, or we can just type. I'm just going to talk to Claude. All right, Claude. So now thank you for the MD file. Now we want to build this into Claude Code. So I guess next step now is give me the starter prompt. So we're going to go to my folder. I'm just going to create a new one here and I'm going to call it second brain. Then what I like to do with when I'm building stuff with AI is I'm just going to do, I like to take a screenshot and I'm just going to say, here you go. So you can see here in my projects, I have other projects that are going on too. All right, so my computer is a little frozen right now because I think I turned off snag. All right, cool. All right, so now we're going to go copy and then I'm just going to go to Claude. For us, we're not technical, we're just starting out. This is a good way to do this. All right, so here it's giving me, I'm gonna close this right now. So here it's giving me next steps. All right, so second brain, that's fine. The setup now is this, create the folder and then drop the AI guide into the folder root in the terminal. All right, so we have that. So that's what we're gonna do, paste the prompt below. So I'm gonna go ahead and here, I'm just gonna go ahead and download that as an MD file. So MD file is just a file structure. It looks like I downloaded it already. I'm just going to replace it. It's a file structure that's easy for the AI to read. And then we're going to go to terminal. Okay. And then we're going to just copy it there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and launch VS Code. I'm going to open the folder. So you can see there's nothing here. So what we're going to do now is take the one in downloads tab. So here I'm going to copy that to second brain. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and copy the starter prompt. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and give it to Claude right here. Cool. All right, so we're going to go ahead and launch that. See what's happening here. So now it's thinking. All right, so let's go back. And so another thing too that I want to share while it's cooking, while it's loading, as you can see, it started doing the second brain stuff right here. While it's doing that, it's easy to multitask. And the problem with that is like you're context switching. So for me, one of the things that I do when it's doing this is I'm just going to go, I will usually open up a notes like this and I usually have my to-do items, or if I have something that I think about, I would just really focus on this one, right? And I like to time box my work. So for me, for example, with my automation projects or my consulting agency, I usually allocate 2 hours in the morning to work on this stuff. So right now we're about like 15-20 minutes into this project. So yeah, so I would just make notes and just really focus and not to context switch. So that's the trap. I'm usually building two projects at the same time. I try to stay away from that. It's just a habit that I'm trying to break. So now it's cooking right now and we'll just wait for it to be done. So I'm just gonna make some notes for myself. All right, some notes. So I'm just gonna do some notes. I'll probably do this. Have Claude Code manage Obsidian. And then later on, connect Obsidian to Hermes for remote access infrastructure. So infrastructure will be Claude Code does the heavy lifting, and then Hermes becomes my, I would say, front office or something where I interact daily. All right, so it's done now. All right, so let's look at what it said. All right, so it's saying that. So here, so it's saying phase 2 is complete. Here's the resulting structure. So it created this structure right here. That's right there. So we have the brain guide, the user MD, who is the human placeholder, how the AI acts, 7 folders created. All right. So no MOC. So this is an example. Like, I don't know what MOC means. Nothing from phase 1 was touched, no data fed in, and so on. Okay. My interpretation. Stopping here to optional review. Okay, the directory isn't a Git repo, it's a Git repository for roles if you want version history. Yeah, so let's do that. So I probably won't set up the Git right now. Actually, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it right. Yeah. All right, I'm recording. I'm doing a demo while doing this at the same time. So let's see, what do we have here? Can you just explain to me 2 to 3 sentences what you want me to act on as in terms of next steps, what you need decision from me? All right, so I'm multitasking. I'm recording this and doing this at the same time. So again, a lot of times it's like too much stuff for me. So I would just ask, hey, explain this to me 2 to 3 sentences. So it's saying, hey, phase 2 scaffolding is done and waiting on you. 7 folders, 3 placeholders. Your only decision right now is confirm you're happy. Okay. And tell me whether you want to get in it. Once you confirm, Then we run the identity interview. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm happy with the structure. And then for the identity interview, yeah, that's a good one. But really what I want right now is before you do the identity interview, it's just I want to set up the Obsidian vault and then we can do so it's giving me some recommended next steps. So right now, what I want to do is not go through the interview or fill it in with data. I want to do right now is to just to set it up, the foundation, and then hook it up to Obsidian and also do the git in it. So I gave it using Whisperflow. Again, I gave it what I wanted to do. And now I'm just going to press enter. Okay, so right now, where are we right now is that, okay, so I did this. Everything on my side is done. Here's where it stands. Obsidian launch pointed at this folder as a vault. One click needed from you. Obsidian showing confirmation dialog. Do you want to open this folder as a vault? It hasn't registered yet because waiting on that. Click through confirm. So it's giving me what to do. And then let's go to Obsidian. I'm going to click this one. Let's see. All right, so this is what I'm seeing. So I'm just going to give it information. So I'm going to say, this is what I'm seeing. All right. So I'll go back to Claude. So I've never set this up before. This is what I'm seeing. What would you like to do? All right. So again, I'm using Claude as my team member. Using it kind of like a consultant to help me set this up for me. So right now it's, again, going back to Obsidian, this is what I'm seeing. I've never worked with Obsidian before. And, so I'm asking Claude to help me set it up. So let's see what's going on here. So now it's thinking. So expand Obsidian, open your existing personal vault, not your new one. Okay. All right. So we get this error. All right. So this is the one we're going to say. So we got this error. Please help. Okay. All right. So looks like what's really cool, as you can see, is that it actually opened up Obsidian for me. It's controlling it. And that's what I want because again, like I'm trying to leverage AI to do the heavy lifting for me. And when I don't understand it, I just ask it, right? Using it as a team member. So I think really the moat or what's important is really not the technical skills, but your analytical skills, being able to ask questions. Okay, so let's see what happened. All right, so now it looks like, as you can see here, it actually created it. So this is really good. So I'm just gonna show this to Claude that it actually created the structure. All right, cool. So it's saying it's confirmed. Now it shows the second vault is true. That means Obsidian picked it up on the restart and it's active. So you should now see this. So the phase 2 now is this. All right, that's everything you asked for. So the foundation is set up. All right, looks good. So now I'm going to ask it, hey, before we move forward, again, I'm really new to Obsidian. So I want to understand how will this workflow works, right? Because I have data in Notion, I have data in Google Docs. Really the challenge that I have is that I hear about Obsidian, how it can improve my life. What I want to know is what can I do? Because later on, I want to connect this to Hermes to help me kind of like manage my day to day. So right now we're creating the structure and then we're going to fill it up. So again, like I have information in Notion, in Asana, my Otter.ai. Before we go forward, I just kind of want to go through, I guess like some next steps, kind of educate me. All right, so I'm asking Claude, right? So again, I'm using Claude as my thinking partner. And for those of you who are not technical, I really hope that this is inspiring for you. I really hope that this will give you insights on how to interact with AI. And I think many of us who are new to AI or who don't understand, who doesn't fully understand how this works, is that we try it, we feel like it's complicated, and then we kind of give up, right? And that's what we want to do. Okay, so here. All right, so great. That's your vault. So it's educating me. You can see second brain at the bottom left, all 7 folders. All right, so let me slow down to educate you. So what Obsidian actually is and why we picked it. So Obsidian is not an app, okay, that stores your data on someone's server. It's just a viewer for a folder of plain markdown text files sitting on my Mac, okay? Those files in the sidebar, blah, 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 okay? Graph view, okay, that's it. The magic is in Obsidian feature is that your brain is plain text you own, okay, which is exactly why Claude Code or later Hermes can read it, okay, and write directly. All right, so why it matters. Okay, so Notion, okay, Asana, where raw work happens. Obsidian is the vault, the brain distilled signal, contains everything tasks, only the extracted important bits, okay? Who writes it? You, your teams, Claude Code Hermes from the sources. Okay, let's see what's happened. The build guide says, Like the vault stores extracted signal, not raw data. So I'm not migrating. So that's a good thing. We're not migrating data. That would just move the mess instead. Exactly. So that's the problem that I have, is that it gets super messy. What we want is signal. Just like in our human brains, just thinking about it, I don't have the raw files, but I have signals. And then when I need the details, so for example, like Google Doc or my meeting notes, right? I have signals. I have signal in my brain what the meeting was about. And then when I need to pull the details, I can go to my, okay. All right, so this is good. Okay, just thinking out loud, this is really helpful. The way I illustrate it is kind of like in my brain. When I get these meeting notes, it's in my brain. I have signals in my brain, and that's kind of like how I see Obsidian. And then when I need the meeting details, I go through my meeting notes and the meeting recording. All right, so I'm just giving it some thought, just brainstorming with it. As you can see, I'm interacting with Claude Code. Hermes fits, you read the vault as its memory right now, and it just forgets each time. Once Hermes, user MD, and the folders, it opens every conversation already knowing your role. See, this is what I like, because I feel like, again, like maybe I'm not utilizing Claude Code enough, but I've been playing with Hermes for a week now, and I really like what I'm seeing so far. So that's why I wanna see how this can fit my life. And that's another thing too with AI, is that you want to be flexible. I think what's important is not the tool, but the framework, right? So let's see your next steps: identify, interview, then write, and then basically feed it one source at a time, automate, connect, Hermes. All right. So my golden rule is manual first, then automate what you want. That's why we don't dump notes Notion in day one. My recommendation, the highest leverage move, is the interview. Nothing else works well until the brain knows who you are. But if you'd rather see the extraction to make it concrete, yeah, I think that's what I want. What sounds better, start the interview or quick live extraction demo? So for me, I think that's what I want to see, is I want to see the quick live extraction demo. So and then here, so yes, you got it exactly. So I gave it feedback of kind of like what I'm thinking about, how this works. And that's the whole system. So right now, for the purpose of this demo, let's do the extraction, because the interview, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's going to ask us a serious question. If we have time, we'll do that. But right now, let's do an extraction. Okay. Hey, Claude, this is really helpful. I think for the purpose of this session, what I want to see is an example of the extraction, just to see how will that work, and then how I can access that information now that it's in Obsidian. So let's start with Notion, maybe not the entire Notion, but just a part of it. Also, I have Composio to connect you to my Notion, so I'm not sure how we want to do that. All right. So do that. So again, I signed up for Composio. What I like about it is that you can connect your apps, right? So from a privileged user perspective or access management, instead of me kind of like managing multiple API, I can just manage everything through Composio. And a lot of stuff is actually here. So the only thing that doesn't have is Otter. So I use Otter. I know a lot of people are using Granola, but I paid for 1 year for Otter. But if there's a free for Granola for 1 year, I'll probably switch to that. So yeah, so let me see what Claude Code says. All right. My Claude.ai already has a connector to Notion. So it looks like it's connecting already. So that's my personal workspace. Let's see what's going on. Okay, good news. That saves us a step. So it already has a connection to Notion. So we'll use that. It's fine. So we don't need Composio for this. This is good. It's an alternative bridge. No reason to add it when there's already work connection. So that's another thing too, right? When it comes to tech stack, we don't want to overcomplicate it. We want to keep it simple. So that's what we want to do here. I just want to keep it simple. Since we have this connection already, we don't want to overcomplicate things. And so yeah, so Notion, find something small and real. You pick one. Let's see. Your workspace is rich. I can see meeting notes, SOPs. For the demo, I'll follow the builds guide. Meetings are the highest signal. Okay. I'll grab the meeting notes and turn it into vote entry. So October. See, this is really old. It says, see, those are old. Okay. This one's a great, and its surface is important. Despite the title meeting notes, yeah, see, 30-day AI challenge. A lot of this stuff is really old. So that's the issue that I'm having, is that I have all these stuff that I've collected, and they're kind of all over the place. All right, okay. All right, see what's happening here. So see the files in the left bar. Action leads to clarity. 30 days of AI. Okay. So again, this is a lot of stuff for me to read. So I'm going to say, okay. Hey, thank you for doing this. This is a lot of stuff for me to read. Maybe in 3 to 5 sentences, just let me know what you want me to action upon. Okay. All right. So I'm just saying, hey, this is too much for me. So just tell me what you want me to do. All right. So it's going on. So open the two new files, knowledge and project. Okay, let's go back to that. So let's go to Obsidian, right? I'm gonna just close this one right here. And then go to knowledge, action leads to clarity. Okay, all right. So I'm seeing this one, fear, looking foolish. Okay, tell me the next move. Okay, so again, I'm really new to Obsidian. I'm looking at the two files. I guess what I'm trying to do is like, what can I do with this information? So let's see. It's just the template. Okay. Decisions, dailies, companies, okay, people, projects, okay, brain guide. All right, so a great question. The point isn't the files themselves, it's what they let me do, right? Ask, don't dig. Instead of scrolling Notion, what were my key? Okay, got it. Okay, send content. Okay, and single most useful thing you can do, let me query the vault for you. Yeah. So when in terms of querying the vault, do we query it via Claude Code? And I know I'll talk about Hermes later on. Let's see what's going on. So right now, Claude Code's a query engine. Okay, let's just try it out. Hey, Claude, based on what we have in Obsidian, what is one thing that I should remember for today to help me in my business or my personal life? That's doing that. One other thing I want to check too is that with Claude, there's these things called connectors. So I wonder if there's a connector for Obsidian. So let's go to connectors to access. Let's see, go tools. Oh, there you go, add connector. Let's see if we can do Obsidian. So there's no Obsidian connector. Maybe you can do if it's not here, you can do a custom one. I haven't done that, so it's something we can explore. Deploy. All right, so let's see, let's go back to Claude. Okay. All right, so it's saying action leads to clarity, don't overthink. So that's a good one. It is actually timely with what we're doing right now. Is that we don't overthink, we just did. I'm going through this 7-day sprint of doing stuff, of recording on YouTube, and this is a great example. All right. All right, so yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of brainstorm here. Hey, Claude, this is really good to begin with, and we'll continue with the next session. But really, my challenge is I have all this information, and I want to be able to organize it appropriately. All right, so now it's doing that, and I think this is going to be a good way for us to stop this demo because I think this is where a lot of us are having challenge with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Claude do this, and I'm going to ask Claude to give me a prompt in Gemini that we can just visualize how to do this, right? So we're going to just wait for Claude to give us its recommendations on how to best overcome this challenge of organizing the information that we have, especially for those of you who have your companies, you've been learning a lot. You want to be able to update what's not working and what. All right, so let's see what's going on here. All right. So your picture, yeah, it's a giant cleanup. Sorting years of Notion. So it's saying don't. The vault starts empty, it earns every entry. That's a good one. Stays right there. We only ever extract forward the stuff that's still true and obsolete 70%. It never enters the vault. So there's nothing to clean. That's the trick. You're not migrating, you're distilling. I love that. All right. The filter, 4 gates, every piece must pass to earn. This is really good. All right. So we're creating our preventive controls to make sure that whatever gets into our vault, it's still true, it's still relevant, right? Is it current? Do you still believe it? Stuff you have grown. Reusable is a durable signal, not a one-off detail. Okay. Actionable. All right. The I don't believe this anymore case, that's not trash. It's a belief update. Okay. So don't extract the whole belief. Okay. The process, don't boil the ocean. So forward thinking, default. From now on, everything new gets extracted clean through the 4 gates. This guarantees the vault is highly quality. That's what we want. Okay. Backfill by slice. All right. Okay. I propose and draft. Surface the candidates, run the 4 gates. Good. No, this is really good. Here's my recommendation to make this. Let me write this methodology as covering note in your vault. Yeah. A 1-page SOP. We operate by every session. Yeah, this is really good. So again, as you can see, our takeaway today was that action leads to clarity, right? So again, if we just watch videos and not action upon it, we're just collecting information. We're just collecting someone else's experience and not really putting it into practice. So for me, in this session that we've had, I don't know what the heck. I didn't know how to use Obsidian. I didn't know what to go about it. I saw a YouTube video by Dan Martell. was inspired by it, and I see, hey, Claude, can you extract this information? I went through kind of like a thought process on how I can apply it. So now we're going to create this SOP. Yeah, please go ahead, create this SOP. Sorry, I'm mumbling because I'm recording, but yeah, create the SOP and also create me a prompt to visualize exactly what our methodology is to collect, to organize and optimize the information so that we can drive into action. Hey, it's still cooking right now. It's been a productive session. It's building the SOP. It's saying that it loves the reflection. It's a perfect proof of the principle that we didn't just watch the video, but we actually acted upon it. Hope this video was helpful to you, especially for those of you who are just starting out with AI. And also for those of you who are feeling overwhelmed on what to do, what the next step is. Sometimes we just gotta take a step back. Don't get overwhelmed with the videos. A lot of great information out there. And that's something that I'm really grateful for where we're at right now. A lot of creators out there, a lot of folks who are just really sharing what they're learning about AI. Learn from people, be inspired, but actually spend some time put into action. Like even in today's session, like I said, my personal system for myself is I allocate 2 hours in the morning. Right now it's 7:08 in the morning before I go to work. I just spend some time. I just focus on one objective and I try to go about that. Now, the second brain is not done. I still need to complete it. But again, I'm pretty much done for my 2 hours for today. So that's something that I'll continue again tomorrow. So again, it doesn't have to be something that you have to finish in one day. It's very tempting to do that. And that's why, like I said, I do have my Google Notes. I'll put my action items for next steps that I want to work on. But yeah, but that's pretty much the whole process. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you make it all the way this far in the video, I really appreciate it. And if this is helpful to you, please hit subscribe. And again, for this week, I'm doing the 7-day journey, just recording what I'm learning, no script, just me, just having conversation with you, what I'm learning about AI, and just sharing with you, and would love to hear your feedback to see how we can learn together. Thank you. See you next time.